this is part 2 of the hooded sweater. In this part I teach you how to make the body, the sleeves, the hood and how to finish it off. If you missed part 1, click on the link in the corner or on the link in the description box. Let's begin. To start the bottom half, we continue working on the body, so the bottom half of the body. So you start your round just like you did before, and then when you reach the stitch markers, so here is your armhole and here is the front of your work, then just work then just work herringbone half doubles until you reach the stitch with the stitch marker, just like you did for every round. But then we don't go around the armhole anymore, we just make stitches across. Okay, so here's the stitch with the stitch marker, so you can take it out and then make in this stitch not 3 herringbone half double crochets but 2. So make 2 herringbone half double crochets in this corner stitch, so 1 and another one, like this, and then normally we make another one in this stitch and then work your way around the armhole, but this time we go straight to the other stitch marker and on the other side of your arm. So turn your work, and then here is the other stitch marker, and in this stitch we make also 2 herringbone half double crochets. So you can take it out, yarn over, insert in this stitch and make a herringbone half double crochet and another one in the same stitch, like this. And then it's just making herringbone half double crochets all the way across the back panel, and then if you reach the stitch marker again, make 2 herringbone half double crochets in the stitch with the stitch marker, turn your work and work 2 herringbone half double crochets in this stitch marker. But first turn your work and then work the stitch with the other stitch marker, so your stitches will continue the way they should. So continue this part and then I'll show you how to attach these two. So you see it one more time, and then I'll explain how to move on to make the rest of the body. Okay, I am at the next stitch marker, so remove the stitch marker, make 2 herringbone half doubles in this stitch. So 1 and 2, like this. Then turn your work, take out this stitch marker and make 2 herringbone half doubles in this stitch. So first turn your work, then make your 2 herringbone half doubles in this corner stitch, and then you attach this side as well. And now you can make a slip stitch to close your round, then chain 2, turn your work and work your way back. And if you want to learn how to make an invisible seam, how to start and end the round so you almost don't see your start and end, then click on the link in the corner. There you can find a tutorial to show you how to make an invisible start and ending. For now we don't include our armholes anymore, so we just work in rounds, but you make sure you turn your work after every round so your pattern continues the same way. So you don't make the corner stitches anymore, we just make one herringbone half double crochet in every stitch around. So no more 3 stitches in one stitch in every corner, but just one in every stitch. Work your rounds until the bottom of your work touches your belly button when you put it on. And then I'll show you how to change color and how to move on. My work touches my belly button when I wear my sweater. And now it's time to close my round and change color. So to close your round, you make a slip stitch in the first stitch, just like you did for every round, like this. And then we take our other color and pull through. And then you can pull tight your slip stitch. And then chain 2, just like you started every round, and turn your work. You can cut this yarn now, leave a tail and weave in this end. Now we make just a round of herringbone half doubles, but then in this color. Like this. I make 2 rounds in this color and then I'll change color back to the navy and make 1 round in navy and then change back to the little mouse and make 2 rounds in the little mouse and then change back to navy and make 1 round of navy. So make 2 rounds in the beige color, 1 round navy, 2 rounds beige and 1 round navy again. And then I'll meet you back. When you made your 2 stripes in beige, then you decide if you want a 3rd stripe. So I make 1 stripe extra, so I have 3 stripes. So 2 more rounds in the color beige, little mouse. If you don't want the 3rd stripe, then leave it out and just work rounds in navy until your work is 2 inches shorter than you want it to be. So work until your work is 2 inches shorter than you want the total length to be in the end, because we make a ribbing at the end and then you have your 2 inches. So keep working and I'll meet you back when my body is done. I finished the stripes on my sweater and I made another example here. I explained to you 2 rounds beige, 1 round navy, 2 rounds beige, 1 round navy, 2 rounds beige. But I thought it is fun to show you some other variations as well, so you can play with the width of the stripes. So if you want smaller stripes, then you see here, this is what 1 stripe does, this is what 3 rounds does, and this is 2 rounds. So if you want to make the stripes wider or make it like me, 2, 3, 1, then that's also an option. But try to copy this also in the sleeve. So if you've made here 2, 3, 2, then make in the sleeves also 2, 3, 2 instead of 2, 2, 2. When the length of your sweater is 2 inches or 5 centimeters shorter than the length you want, then it's time to make the border. And to make the border, we don't bind off. So we keep our yarn attached and then you chain 2, 1, 2. This counts as your first half double crochet. So we no longer make herringbone half double crochets, but we make 1 round of normal half double crochets. So this is your first half double crochet, so yarn over and insert in the next stitch and make a half double crochet. yarn over, set in the next stitch, half double crochet. So make a round of half double crochets all the way around. And if you are at the beginning again, then I'll meet you back and I'll show you how to move on. If you want your bottom a bit tighter than the rest of the sweater, then you can pick a hook size, one size or half a size smaller. So your bottom band will be tighter than the rest of the sweater. So that's an option, but that's totally up to you. Just make one half double crochet in every stitch around. And if you are at the beginning again, then I'll meet you back. I am almost at the end of my round of half double crochets. I need 2 more. And the last. And now we no longer close our rounds, so we keep working in the rounds. We don't turn our work, just keep working in the rounds until your border is the length you like. So we make front post and back post half double crochet. So how do we make front post and back post half double crochet? You yarn over and then go behind the first stitch, so the chain 2, and come up between the first and the second. So we don't insert in the stitch, we go behind the post of the stitch. So the post of the first half double crochet. Then yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through 2. So that's your first front post half double crochet. Next is a back post half double crochet. So yarn over, go to the back and insert between the posts of the first and the second half double crochet and go from front to back. So you have your half double crochet post at the back of your hook, like this. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And I mark my first stitch, so I know this is the stitch where I started my rounds. So when I end my rounds, when I end my border, then I know that I need to end close to the stitch marker. Okay, the next is a front post half double crochet. So yarn over, go from front to back and from back to front around the post. So the post of the half double crochet is on front of your hook. Then yarn over and finish like a normal half double crochet. The next is a back post half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook from back to front and from front to back around the next half double crochet post. So the half double crochet is at the back of your hook, like this, and then yarn over and finish like a normal half double crochet. This creates a nice ribbing. For the next is a front post again, so yarn over, and front post is always from front to back, back to front, around the post. So the post of the half double crochet is at the front of your hook, so it looks like this. Then yarn over, pull up a loop and finish like a normal half double crochet. Yarn over, this is a back post half double crochet, so from back to front, front to back, and then your post is at the back of your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook to finish your half double crochet. Yarn over, and this will be a front post half double crochet, so from front to back, back to front, and finish like a normal half double crochet. Back post half double crochet, back to front, front to back, post at the back of your hook, and make a half double crochet. and continue alternating front post and back posts half double crochet. And when you have 4 stitches left here at the end, then I'll meet you back. Okay, I have a couple of stitches left. I ended here with a front post half double crochet. So when I count my stitches, I need a back, front, and then you see my last stitch is a front post half double crochet, and my first stitch is also a front post half double crochet. So that we need to fix. So we make the next stitch a back post half double crochet, and then the next a front post, just like the way it should, and then you have 2 stitches left, and these 2 stitches we make those 2 in 1 stitch. So yarn over, and we need a back post half double crochet here, so from back to front, and instead of front to back around only this post, we take this post, we include this post as well. So go over the boat, over the 2 posts, so this one and the last one, and go from front to back to the last and the first post. So you have 2 posts on your back. Then yarn over, pull through, and finish like a normal stitch. You see, it is almost invisible. You see it a little bit, but it isn't very disturbing, I think. If you end it with enough stitches, then you don't have to do this. Then you can make front and back posts, half double crochets just until the end. And then we jump to the next round. So like I mentioned before, we don't close our rounds, but we jump right into the next round. So we end it with a back post half double crochet here, and here is our first stitch, and this is a front post. You can see the stitches that lies a little bit higher, that are front post half double crochets, and the stitches that are a little bit deeper in the work, that are back posts half double crochet. So every front post half double crochet gets another front post, gets always a front post half double crochet, and every back post half double crochet gets always a back post half double crochet. So we continue the ribbing that is created after this round. So don't close your round, but yarn over, and then you see here is your first post. So front to back, back to front, because this needs to be a front post. And then I'll put my work, I pull my work a little bit so it is a little bit tight, and then pull up a loop and make a single crochet, a half double crochet, and then a back post half double crochet like this. And so this way you continue, and you make round after round just until you think the border is the height you want. And if that is the case, then I'll come back. Okay, the next step is attaching the sleeves, and I already made a little part here. So I need to finish this on this side, but I'm going to show you how you can start your sleeve. So here is my sweater, here's my V at the front, and here is my arm opening. To make the sleeve, you need to find in which direction your stitches are going. So you see the V's. So this round goes this way. So we now need to work in this direction. Then your stitch pattern stays correct. So keep that in mind. Okay, so you have your yarn, your hook, and a stitch marker to mark your first stitch. I think that is easy to do that, but if you don't want to, then don't do that. Okay, we work in the opposite direction. So you see the V's here. So this is the direction of the round, of the last round, and for the next round we work in the opposite direction. So I attach my yarn at the armpit. So insert your hook, try to get 2 loops on your hook, because here you don't have stitches in the armpit, but there are just a couple of loops. So grab 2, then grab your yarn, pull through and chain 2, or make a chainless starting half double crochet, and then we start in the next stitch. Grab 2 under the arm, make a herringbone half double, go to the next herringbone half double, and then you have your stitches. Yarn over and make a herringbone half double crochet. And now you can just follow your stitches. So every stitch gets 1 herringbone half double crochet all the way around, and when you are at the end of the round again, then close with a slip stitch in the first stitch or in the top of the chain to close around. Then chain 2, turn your work and work your way back. That's exactly the same as you did for the body. If you want your sleeves a little bit smaller to the wrist, so starting big on top and become smaller to the end, then you can make a herringbone half double 2 together to make your sleeves a little bit smaller to the end. I keep the rule of 3 rounds of normal herringbone half double crochets, and then in the 4th round we make 2 times a herringbone half double 2 together, and then 3 normal rounds. Then in the next round, the 4th round, make 2 herringbone half doubles 2 together. If you think your work isn't small enough, then you can also make extra herringbone half double 2 together, but make sure you don't place them exactly on the same spot every time, because then it shows. So just put your work on every now and then, see if your sleeve is the size you want. Do you want it smaller? Then make herringbone half double 2 together every 4th round. If you need more, then make more herringbone half doubles 2 together. So try your work on and see if it fits. If you think it should be slimmer, then make herringbone half double 2 together and place those stitches on a different spot. For example, don't make them all under your arm, but place them evenly spread around the sleeve. So how do you make an herringbone half double 2 together? Let's say we want it here. Yarn over, insert in the next stitch, just like you did for a normal herringbone half double crochet. Pull up a loop and pull the first through the second. So far it is the same, but now we don't yarn over and pull 2 loops on your hook, but we yarn over and insert in the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook, and pull the first loop through the second loop on your hook. And I find it easier to turn my hook to the back and then pull through, and then you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. You now made a herringbone half double 2 together. Let's do that again. So yarn over, insert in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, first loop through the second, then leave those 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert in the next loop, insert next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook, pull the first loop through the second, and I think it is easier to turn your hook to the back instead of like this, and then pull the first through the second. Then you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and there you have your herringbone half double 2 together. So make rounds of herringbone half double crochet, make a herringbone half double two together in every fourth round, and then make 2 in that round. So the first 3 rounds gets 1 stitch in 1 stitch, and the fourth round gets 2 times a herringbone half double two together, and place them in a different place every time you make the 2 togethers. Keep working, try it on every once in a while, every couple of rounds, to check if you like the fit. If you don't like the fit, then adjust by making more herringbone half double two togethers, or make less. That's also an option. So make less 2 togethers if you think the fit is the width you like. Then don't decrease anymore. And then if your work is the length, let me show you on the other sleeve. Here is my other sleeve, and if you, here's the line of the square yoke from the beginning, and you fold it on top of the rest, on top of the body, then you see I need a couple of more rounds, and then I can start my stripes. So if you fold your sleeve on top of your body, then you see how many rounds you need to before you can make your striping. You can also try your work on, and if your sleeve is, when you have it on and you have your arm next to your body and your sleeve is at the point where the stripes start, then you also start your stripes at the sleeves. Another important thing is write down in which round you decrease. So count your rounds and write down in which round you decrease and how many decreases you make in that round. So when you make your other sleeve, then you can see exactly when to decrease, and your sleeves end up both the same. Also write down in which round you start your striping and make the stripes exactly the same as on the body. When your 2 sleeves are done, including your stripes, then I'll meet you back and show you how to make the ribbing on the sleeves and the hood. So keep working on the sleeves and I'll meet you back when you are done. Okay, my sleeve is almost done. I made my stripes, and after that I continued making rounds of herringbone half double crochet, and in every fourth round I made 2 decreases. So keep working on the bottom half of your sleeves until the sleeve is about 1 inch shorter than the length you like, and then make the ribbing around the sleeves just like you did for the border of the bottom of your sweater. So make it exactly the same by making half double crochets, normal half double crochets all around, and then work front and back post half double crochets in the round without closing the rounds, without turning your work. Just keep working in rounds until the cuff is the length you like. Then bind off even your end, and if you have your 2 sleeves done, then we move on to the hood. Okay, to make the hood we make rows of herringbone half double crochets around the neck line, and we don't make herringbone half double crochets in the V, but only from the 2 points back and forth. So you need to see in which way, in which direction your stitches go. So my stitches go this way, so I need to start my first row the opposite way. So I start on this point, but maybe you need to start on this point. So insert your hook in the first stitch, and then pull through your yarn and chain 2, 1, 2. This is your first herringbone half double crochet, or this counts as your first herringbone half double crochet, and then we just make 1 herringbone half double crochet in every stitch across. So 1 stitch in every stitch all the way across. Like this. So work your way along the neck, over the shoulder line, and until you reach the point at the front of your work again. So I start on this side, then work my way around until I am at this point, then chain 2, turn your work and work your way back. So we make rows of herringbone half double crochet back and forth along this line until your work is about 35 centimeters or about 15 inches. If that is the case, then I'll meet you back and show you how to close the hood and how to finish it off. So just working herringbone half double crochets, no decreasing, no increasing, just work back and forth along the neck until your work is about 35 centimeters long or 15 inches, and then I'll meet you back. The piece for my hood is done. It is 35 centimeters or about 14 inches in height for me. Maybe you need more rows or less rows, then make the amount of rows that you need to make sure when you put the sweater on and you hold the hood on top of your head, then you can close it on top of your head. If that isn't the case, then make a couple of more rows. So you can, when you wear it, close the hood on top. Then bind off and cut your yarn and make sure you have a piece left that is the size of the top of your hood. Then it's time to close and make sure you have your inside on the outside. So your sweater is inside out and your hood should look like this. Then fold the two ends on top of each other like this. So you have your sweater here and the top of your hood here, and then we place the two pieces on top of each other and then we close the top. You can choose to close the top with slip stitches or with single crochet stitches, but I'm going to use a needle and sew it. So from inside out, go through the first stitch, pull through, and inside out, go through the first stitch on the other side, pull through, inside out, through the second stitch on this side, and inside out through the second stitch on this side, and then through the next and the next on the other side. Pull your yarn every once in a while so it is nice and straight. So this is how it should look when the top is closed. So keep working, closing the top, and then when you are at the end, then you can bind off, cut your yarn, weave in your end, and then I'll show you how to make the ribbing around the hood. So close your top, bind off, cut your yarn, weave in your end, and then I'll show you how to make the ribbing. When you close your top, you can turn your sweater the right side out, and then it's time to make the ribbing around the hood. Therefore, insert in the point of the V, a little bit to the left, and if you are left-handed, then you insert your hook a little bit to the right and then work that way, and if you are right-handed like me, then we work in this direction. So grab your yarn, pull through, and chain 1 to secure. And then let me take this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. And now we make just normal half double crochet. So no longer herringbone half double crochets, but just normal half double crochet. So yarn over, insert in the same stitch as where you attach your yarn, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. This is your first half double crochet. We now make half double crochets all the way around the hood until you are at the end of this row, but at the V again. So you don't have stitches to insert your hook. You need to eyeball where you place your stitches so it doesn't ripple or it doesn't pull really tight. So it needs to be nice and flat. So just place stitches so they are nicely apart and not pulling or rippling. Like this. And do that all the way around. Try to pick up 2 loops on your hook. So you have a nice base. Like this. So work half double crochets all the way around the hood and around the neckline, and then when you are at the lowest point of the V again, then I'll meet you back and show you how to work the rest of the ribbing. I almost worked my way around. Make sure your work lays nice and flat, and then it is fine. Okay, I am almost at the point of the V again. I need 2 more stitches. 3 actually. And the last one. Okay, now I try to show you, I don't know if you can see it like this, but let me try. Now we leave those 2 open, so we don't close this round with a slip stitch. We just chain 1, turn your work, and we go in the opposite direction. So we work in rows. So now we chain 1, turn our work, and work 2 rows of front post and back post half double crochets. So just like you did for the borders, we chain 1, turn your work, yarn over, go from front to back and back to front around the first half double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and now we make a back post half double crochet. So from the back to the front, front to the back, around the second post. So the second post of the half double crochet is on the back of your hook, then yarn over, pull through, and finish like a normal half double crochet. The next is the front post, so yarn over, from front to back, back to front. So the post of the third half double crochet is on the front of your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and finish like normal half double crochet. Yarn over, a back post half double crochet, so from back to front, front to back, around the post, and finish like a normal half double crochet. Yarn over, front post, so from front to back, back to front, and finish like a normal half double crochet. Back post, back to front, front to back, and finish like a normal half double crochet. So finish this row of front and back post half double crochet. At the end you chain 1, turn your work, and work 1 row of front and back post half double crochets back. So finish your 2 rows of front and back post half double crochets, and if you are at the end, then I'll meet you back. I finished my 2 rows of front and back posts half double crochet, and now the border of the hood is done. To finish the border, you attach this piece to the bottom of the border on this side, and you attach this piece to the bottom of the border on this side. I'm going to show you how in a bit, but first I think it is fun to make a row of stitches in the accent color, so in the beige. And you do that, if you choose to do that, you can do it around every border to finish off the sleeves and the bottom of your sweater, as well as around the hood. So therefore, pick your beige color. If you don't want to do that, just skip this part and finish like this. And I'm going to show you, after I show you the row of beige, how to finish this part. So if you don't want this color, then skip to the part where I show you how to attach this. But if you like the accent color, then follow me along. I ended my second row of front and back post half double crochets, and now I cut my yarn and leave it long enough tail to sew in these 2 pieces, and then pick up your other color, pull through and chain 1, and then you can pull tight the blue and the tail of the beige color, and then turn your work, leave the blue tail out of it so you can use this yarn to sew the 2 ends, and we work all the way along the edge, single crochet. So insert in the first stitch and make a single crochet, insert in the next stitch, single crochet, next stitch, single crochet, and make a single crochet in every stitch across. And do this on every border, so at the sleeves and at the bottom and around the hood, or choose to make it only around the hood. If you think that's nicer, then do that. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so work around every border a row of single crochets in the accent color, and then finish off, so bind off and weave in your ends, and then I'll meet you back to show you how to close the V at the front. Now it's time to attach the ends of the ribbing to the piece. I put in some white background, so I hope you can see what I'm doing. Okay, if you have your yarn and needle, then place the side with the yarn attached down and pull this up, so you have the side of this ribbing against the bottom of the ribbing on this side, and then you go to the from this side to the ribbing on this side to the bottom of the ribbing, and there you grab a piece of the ribbing, and then you grab a piece of the ribbing on the other side and pull tight, and then go to the next ribbing, the next piece, grab a piece, and then grab a piece on this side. and pull tight. Then grab a piece on this side and make sure you work along the bottom of the ribbing. So don't take pieces from the sweater, that's below, but pick pieces at the bottom of the ribbing. And then through the piece on the other side. Through the ribbing. And to the piece on the other side. Through the ribbing, this is the last stitch, through this side, and through the last piece on this side. And then pull tight. Okay, and then fold this part over to this side. And then we attach this to the bottom of the ribbing on this side. So insert your hook in the bottom of this piece, pull through, and then through the bottom of the ribbing on this side, and pull through. Then through the ribbing on this side, and then through the ribbing on this side, through the ribbing on this side, and through the ribbing on this side. And then the last stitch on this side, and through the other side one more time. And now your piece is attached. So cut your yarn, weave in your ends, and then your sweater is all done. If you like this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up, and if you aren't subscribed yet and you like this tutorial and you want to see more, then hit the subscribe button and the bell button next to it so you never miss another video. If you have a request for a tutorial or a question, let me know in the comments down below. See you next time. Bye!